underneath this glass case is a calligraphic book done by Joanne Young Steffen called Memories of Italy. Joanne is a skilled calligrapher who's been doing it for quite a while in this area, and the book itself is very delicate. However, she has on a stand here a copy of the book that allows people to actually go through it and read what she's written. James DiPietro, In a Corner of the World. Denny Bond, composed, which is a watercolor. Becky Stiles with Encounter, colored pencil. And here's one by Annika van Werkhoven for Bud Amarillo, mixed media, called Long Willows. Some of these you have to get a little closer. Georgette Veeder with Self-Control. And Georgette works a lot with handmade paper. The Award of Excellence winner. Kind of get back on it. There's a little bit of glare on it. It's by Jeremy Deck, and it's called Heritage 2007. And we got our own Zerber on it. Thomas Kijek. This is called Rage. With a death's head on the one side and a pretty angry individual on the other. We're here to Patricia Hafer-Reeder with Seagull at Daybreak. Candace Coucher with Gordian Gate. Mixed media. A lot of detail in this. Dave McFalls. If I can afford it, it must be okay. Kristen Egan and the Gods Came Together, oil and acrylic. This is a larger work. It's very complex here. It's oil and acrylic. Susanna Hart Tomer, Harbor Dusk. Marie Regal with Crucifixion 1. Some skeletal aspects in this. Constantine Kermes with Verdant. That's a watercolor. We have a larger picture here by Al Torres, The Journey. It's an oil painting. Kirby Hiltebridal Systems 425. It's an acrylic. Donna Unger with Turkey Lurkey. Sylvia Roth, Rushing Water. Carol Pickle with Slingshot. It's acrylic. Nathan Marzen. Amy Shea with Sunflowers. It's watercolor. Laszlo Baggy, Forest Faces 3. It's a serigraph. Amy Shade, Frozen Pond. Carol Ross Noyes, Soft Day in Stathis. That's a watercolor. Marie DePhillips, Falling Feather, acrylic. Joanne Schlosser, Juno's Triptych, Peacocks 1, 2, 3. That's a lino print. Okay, it says paint on panel for this one. Martin Luther King Jr. This one received an honorable mention. It's by Steve Gamler. Let's get a little closer to this. There's a lot of text on this. Extrazeladon, Unimirada, photography. Valentine April, Blessed, the Coming of Gabriel, oil painting. Charles Ross, Bridge into Carversville. Matthew Salvador, Deu Noir, mixed media. Sue Weller with strawberries, and Jeremy Deck with peaches and cream. Two Small Medallions by Jacqueline Mitchell-Smith. Richard the Lionhearted, which is a watercolor. And Tomatoes, also a watercolor. This is a porcelain sculpture by David Rogers called Longing Silence. An oil painting by Nathan Marzin called Sick Elm. Eventide by Catherine Kolscher, etching. Reed Dixon, Sharon Hamilton with White Iris, and Sharon Hamilton with Tulip. Carol Anspach with Birth, that's a photograph. David Makowicki with Imaginary Landscape, an acrylic. David Makowicki with Spring, digital photography. Ruth Ann Bergman, Guardians of the Castle, watercolor. A larger piece by Diane Turner, an oil painting called John. Joanne Lapik, Broken Hearts and Dirty Windows. Jane S. Harris, an oil painting. Harvest, oil painting. Suzanne Crump, Sunflowers and Peppers, watercolor. Mike Noble, digital photograph called Let There Be Light. Pam Rule, charcoal drawing called Pressing the Flesh. Joe Margolis, San Antimo, #1, ink on Gampa paper. Now an elaborate acrylic here by Edward Evans called Britta. Bill Price, Cedar Island, oil painting. And amazingly, we've come to the last painting in the show, which is by Joan A. Tucci, called Amaryllis. Okay, well, thank you very much. We are at the Reading Public Museum with Fred German, and I'm Ron Shira, reporting for another Art Geek production. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Fred.